and you can see down in the little corner there what I want to talk about today. It's the last day in Brisbane. Nice place, the W Hotel in Brisbane. It is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. If you're ever here, don't worry. I'm not one of those influencers that get free nights in W hotels for saying that. I've just enjoyed my experience. Having said that, they were a little bit busy at breakfast this morning. Might have taken a little while to get breakfast, but that's okay. It happens to the best. So, 4 ways to become a better friend. Yesterday I spoke about introverts and extroverts. I spoke about how friendship is different. Well, friendship's not different. The way that introverts socialize and engage with humanity is different to the way that extroverts do it. And we need to be really cognizant of the people in our life and where on the scale, and it is a scale, it's not just you're an introvert or an extrovert, as I think it was Julie Hill said yesterday. Some of us are ambiverts and some of us are, as I said, we can be very typical introvert or extrovert. So anyway, I think one of the biggest, unspoken truths about friendship is actually how hard it can be. And I want to share, and I really, really need to find it. I'm not going to find it properly. I want to talk about 4 ways to become a better friend, because I talk about, as many people do, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. But what if people hang around you and they don't think you're a really awesome friend? And you might go, nah, it wouldn't happen. But if you've ever lost a relationship with someone just because you've drifted apart, I'm here to tell you, and this is for me as well, it's because we didn't fulfill one or more of these 4 ways to become better friends. So, way number 1, spend at least 200 quality hours together. Now, this is research done by Jeffrey Hall. He's at the University of Kansas. He found that 50 hours of time together is an acquaintance or a casual friend, and this is quality time. 90 hours to go from a casual friend to general friend, and more than 200 hours before you consider someone your close friend. And as I said, this is not your work. This is not sitting next to each other in an office. This is quality time. It could be going for walks, having a coffee and a conversation, going out for dinner, social events where you actually get to talk. And they can be work functions, but they are social events, and you talk more about just your work that's going on. 200 quality hours. If you think about your friends, I would like to think that you go, oh yeah, that makes complete sense, because you realize how much quality time you've spent with your friends. Way number 2, talk about your problems. If you don't open up to your friends, it's tough to develop great friendships, because it's there's like a mirror, or not a mirror. There's like a block. There's a wall. I share in the book about 86 women who had breast cancer. They were split into 2 groups of 43. One group shared their experiences, their fears, their anxieties every week. The other group didn't, and the people that lived that were in the group of socializing and having that support group lived on average 37 months after entering the program, compared to 19 months for those that didn't socialize. And this was done on 86 terminal patients, and 12 years later, 3 of the 86 were still alive, and they were the ones who were the most socially active. That is from Dr. David Spiegel, who did some research at Stanford Medical School. So be socially active. Talk about your problems. People go, how are you going? If you're having a tough day, go, I'm having a tough day. It feels like a shocker. I'm not saying it to whinge and moan, but right now that's just how I'm feeling. It's just so much better to be real. So far I said number one, 200 quality hours together. Number 2, talk about your problems. Number 3, be there in the tough times, not just the good times. I share in the book about a good friend of mine, Jacob. He had testicular cancer at 23. Now, I'm about 5 years younger than Jacob, so you can imagine 23-year-old men and a friend gets cancer. You don't really like to stare your mortality in the face at that age. So Jacob's friends, his school friends, I'm a family friend of Jacob's, his school friends just didn't really know how to support their friend during that time, and I was probably quite naive at the time and just rocked up to see my dear friend again, in not a great way, chemo and all the hair out and white and thin and all the rest of it. But Jacob made a recovery, thankfully. But he always spoke to me about how grateful he was during those times, because he felt like a lot of his friends weren't there. And again, it wasn't not that he was bitter about it; he totally understood it. But he was just grateful. I speak in the book during this time about, I mentioned an Oprah Winfrey quote: "Everyone wants to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down." And I think that's what friendship is all about. Friends want you to be there during the tough times. And then way number 4 is to help without seeking permission. I share a story of when my Auntie Maureen died in 2016. I saw my cousin Carly, who again is grieving, saw her at the wake. I said, "Carly, if there's anything I can do, just let me know." And now I have a real anchor to that statement, because Carly said, "I hate it when people say that." And I was like, "Oh, shivers." But she's my cousin. And I said, "Carly, what do you mean?" She said, "Well, it's just so generic. Like, I'm grieving and there's so many things to do. Like, just, do things." And I think that's just so poignant. Like, why do we expect people when they're grieving, or they've got cancer, or even just my brother-in-law, Ash, fell off his bike on the weekend and had a really bad concussion, broke a fractured eye socket, broken bone, I think, in his arm. And thankfully, good morning, Craig. Hope you're going well. Thank you for your order the other day too, Craig. My books arrived today. That's what we're all saying, folks. The books arrived today. But yes, Penny, my sister-in-law, Ash's wife, is a school teacher, and I was at the market on Tuesday morning, and I saw Rob there, who has a Spice Palace, and his child, Polly, is in Penny's class, and he was telling me that Polly just made a nice big lasagna for Penny and the family. No permission, not, "Oh, if there's anything I can do, let me know." It's like, no, we know that it's pretty wild at the moment, so let's just go and do it. And the whole message here is, when your friends are going through challenge, grief, sickness, marriage breakdowns, kids not well, they've just lost a job, whatever, don't say, "Is there anything I can do?" Just go out and do something. Make them a meal, pick up the kids from school, go and do some shopping for them, pick them some flowers, whatever it is. But don't go, "Is there anything I can do?" It's just like, I really see it now. It's just such a socially, culturally accepted throwaway line, and it means nothing. It's useless. There's no value in the statement. Just do whatever you feel inclined to do. So 4 ways to become a better friend, folks. Spend at least 200 quality hours together. Talk about your problems. Be there in the tough times and help without seeking permission. Legends, there are 2 more days left of pre-orders. I'll put the link up here, marcuspearce.com.au/pre-order. Then after that, it's all over Amazon. You'll still be able to order the book through me, but there'll be a delivery fee. I'll probably still sign them, but it just depends on how much it all. I think I'd like to do that anyway. But the difference is, in this publishing game, I don't know how long I'll have copies of the book in my house that I can take down to the post office and deliver. And the book that you get from me is a different quality version to the book you get if you buy it off Amazon. Amazon do print on demand. I have gone to a proper book printer and made a nice special cover with nice shininess and better quality paper and all the rest. This is like a print on demand version. The version that is coming today, because the books arrived today, will be a whole lot better. That's the plan. That is the plan. All right, guys, love and hugs to you. Enjoy your Thursday. Have a tremendous Thursday. From the W Hotel in Brisbane, I bid you farewell. The big city, gee whiz, I tell you what, I feel like a country boy now when I'm driving into big cities. It is it's time for a bit of adrenaline to spike, doesn't it? Isn't it? All right, folks, have a wonderful day. Whatever you're doing, take care now. Mwah. Love and hugs. Bye for now.